Just under 40-foot long, bath and a half floor plan with a queen over queen bed in the loft, plus not one, but two refrigerators outside. Folks, this is the 2021 Keystone Sprinter 35BH. Let's dive right into the main living area here in the 35BH. And the thing I love about this is it creates a really nice kind of home-like atmosphere, right? Everything is a little more, I don't want to say romantic, right? But it's a little bit closer. So you have the kitchen right next to kind of like your main living area. And when we go in the back, you will see again why I love this floor plan so much, because you have a ton of sleeping space in here. They did manage to put in a kitchen island, which I do really like. I think it really helps give more storage in this space, as well as some needed prep space, because without it, you're kind of over on like the bar area, kind of the bar hutch area, and I would much rather have it right here. This is where I want to do my main prep, and you have plenty of countertop space to do that. Yeah, because they have the upgraded thermofoil countertops, the heat press countertops, it allows them to undermount the sink. That is a stainless steel bowl, high-rise faucet on there too. Over on the side, you'll notice the electrical outlet right about there, as well as the USB port. So if you need to plug anything in, whether you're just charging a phone or plugging in a blender, electric skillet, something like that, you have the outlets there. And as I mentioned, storage all the way in the front. So you have 3 drawers running all the way down, plus underneath the sink, you have a tiny bit of extra storage there. What you'll also notice is they went with a different color wood on the kitchen island than they did with the rest of the cabinetry, right? They have the darker wood that they kind of blend in with the fascia here. So they have a couple different pops, the light and dark, giving you nice contrast. Something we've seen a lot in the residential side of things, and some of the RV manufacturers are now starting to pull that in too. So we take a look at the rest of the kitchen. Again, you have more space right over here. You could use this as prep space. More than likely, if you're a coffee drinker though, this is going to be your coffee bar. Now I'll show you another place you can put it too, because there are a couple good places in here. So if you want to use this for prep, you certainly can. As I said, there is another spot for that coffee maker if you so desire. Over to this side is the Greystone range. You'll notice you just fold this right up and back like so to access the 3-burner cooktop there, the front one being high output. The knobs do light up. Nice big oven. You can take a look at that. You have a light inside there too, plus you have a drawer underneath. So if you need a little bit of extra storage, you have the space there. You'll also see right over to this side here, what's beeping at me? My fridge. Sorry, must be running on low voltage here. I'll shut that off a second. Right over to the side are your 4 full extension ball bearing drawers. Now you have the 3 big ones in the center island. You have 4 more extremely deep drawers right over here. Electrical outlet, as I mentioned, more storage up top, plus the microwave and the hood. And as we heard beeping at me, we have the 12-volt refrigerator. So, we're getting a little bit low voltage in here. I'm just running off a battery pack. Sounds like it's dying out. But this is a Norcold 12-volt fridge. It's great because it cools down much quicker than your normal propane and electric 2-way refrigerators. And as you just saw, it does run off just battery. Making our way a little bit further is the entertainment center. The thing I like about this is you do get a good angle right here to your theater seats. It's not perfect, right? 'Cause you do have to do a slight turn, but honestly, I can definitely sit here. I can be very comfortable. I can put my feet up, kind of sit back and relax. The theater seats themselves do have a USB port in here. And now, mind you, to run this stuff, you're going to need shore power, right? To be able to run the lights on here as well as the massage feature, but they do have those in there as well. So now they can charge your phone, kick on massage, be nice and comfy. Cup holders in the center, plus a spot for your remotes. And as I mentioned, that's right across from that TV with a sound bar underneath, Furion sound bar. You see the HDMI input right on the front, as well as a couple different zones to control any kind of music or anything you want in here, as well as outside. And a nice large Greystone fireplace underneath. Once again, that will require 120 in order to operate that, but I really like that simply because it's basically like a big space heater, which I like a lot. Let's kind of finish off this living area, and then we'll head in the back. Right over to the side, kind of rounding out the slide, is our freestanding table and chairs. You'll see it does have a leaf, so if you have some extra guests, pop that out for some some extra table space there. You'll also notice there's no storage in the slide out. Instead, they went with larger windows to help let in more light. Then over here, this is the area I was mentioning where, if you want a secondary spot for like a coffee bar, this would probably be it, or just a regular bar, right? You have a lot of depth here, which I like. A lot of times when you have like these hutches or bar areas, it's about half this depth. This one is nice and large, so you can put some larger items up there, which is really cool. And that also gives you deep storage underneath, as you can see here. Same thing right over here on this side. And again, this is that lighter cabinetry like we've seen throughout the rest of the kitchen, plus more storage right up top. You also notice it has crown molding up there, which I like. Just a nice little finishing touch on some of these a little bit lower cabinets like the hutch. Same thing with the entertainment center. They did finish that off with crown. Come on back into the bunk room or the loft area. This is really where this floor plan shines, in my opinion. I absolutely love this. This is a queen over queen bed. So you have a queen down below, another queen right up top here. You can see large windows there, big wardrobe space. This is something oftentimes when you have like a bunk model like this, you don't have. All that is great hanging space, which I love. Electrical outlet and USB port, little nightstand for who's ever sleeping down there. Plus a ladder that an adult can actually climb. You'll see it has handrails, so you can put your feet here. Now it is still slightly steep, but the fact it has the handrails does make this so much easier to use than most other bunk models. Then as I mentioned, up here is another queen bed, plus an electrical outlet, an emergency exit, and you have some storage right up there kind of at the headboard or footboard, depending on which way you sleep. And the last thing I want to touch on in this room is right up top there, you will see a TV connection. The thing I like about this is if you mount the TV on the wall where it's supposed to go, your connections are right up top. Doesn't matter if you're in a top bunk or the bottom bunk. Chances are you'll still be able to see that TV, which is pretty cool. And I did say this was a bath and a half, so if you step right into here, you will see the half bath. So anyone that is staying in here, again, whether it's kids or adults, they have their own space to be able to wash their hands, brush their teeth, use the toilet, medicine cabinet in there, storage down below, plus you have an entrance and exit right to the outside. So again, if this is the kids' bathroom, they want to come in, use the bathroom real quick, they can do that, not bring a dirt all the way through the camper, and then they're just heading right back out. Now, again, you have your main entrance, so if you want to come in, access anything here in the kitchen, you can do that too. Making our way up the stairs, you'll notice your main control panel will be located here. Pretty basic stuff. You have your tank monitoring panel on there, water pump. For your water heater, you will notice this one has a switch for both electric and propane gas. You can turn both those on at the same time for faster recovery. All of your lights, slide outs, and awning controls will be there. Plus, you get the Rapid Camp remote. And what this will allow you to do is open up some of your slides, your awnings, lights, everything right here from this remote. So you can take that outside, be able to operate it, just in case you're in a tighter campsite. This is a pretty big RV, again, almost 40 foot long. But just having that, as you're opening up some of the slides, especially with dual opposing slides, will help make sure you're not going to hit a tree or anything else along the way. And then your thermostat will be right here as well for your AC and your heat. This one does have second AC up in the bedroom, which we'll see in just a moment. Making our way into the bathroom, we'll start right down here. This is a foot flush lever toilet, porcelain bowl. The 1.5 bath was as well. So nice. It'll help keep those nice and clean. When I take a seat on here, it is a little tight on my left-hand side. They didn't want to angle it because it would have made this walkway too narrow. So they kind of have it pointing straight forward, which is fine. It works. Just know that if you're wider up top, this could be a little bit of a tight squeeze for you. Directly across from me is the vanity. You will notice big countertop space, which I really do like that when we're talking about a master bath. You have your mirrored medicine cabinet up top, storage down below. Pretty good sized shower here too, folks. I can stand in here at 6 foot tall. I have plenty of space. The thing I like about this one is I can turn sideways even when the shower door is closed. It's a little bit tight. I have been in some that have a little bit more room where I can very freely turn around, but this one I can still do it. I need to do if I have my hand wand, can shower in here pretty easily. Plus there is a seat, which is great not only for sitting down to shower, but also if you need to shave your legs or anything like that, it just creates like a nice footrest. You'll also notice a linen closet in here, which is great, something I really appreciate in a bathroom. And then when you come up front into the bedroom space, slide out wardrobe over to the side, plenty of room in there. It does have mirrors. Realistically, it's gonna, like when I look in this mirror, right, even if I'm all the way up against this wall, it's like chest down, right? Like it's not at the best height ever But if you kind of stand here, you can look here and be able to see here down, be able to turn, see from here up. So if I just keep doing this, I can cover both. Between the bathroom mirror and here, you're good to go. But storage right down underneath. Nightstands on both sides of the bed. You'll notice electrical outlets there too. So if you do have a CPAP machine, you can put that on either side of the bed, which is nice. Storage underneath plus storage all the way along the top. You'll also see that second AC, as I promised, right in here. You'll notice this one does have the controls right on the AC module itself. And if you do want a TV in the bedroom, the connections for it will be right up top there. So what do you have access to when everything is buttoned up? Well, I just closed the kitchen slide here. Obviously, when the other slide is closed, this whole area is going to be blocked off. That's pretty common when you have a kitchen island. A lot of times it's pretty tough to be able to maneuver around it. Even if you could, though, you will see there's no way you're getting into that fridge. Freezer, you know, if you have super long arms and you can reach from back here, you might be able to do it. But realistically, you just have to kind of cancel this one off. That's going to be a no-go. Now, if you need to pull over and use the bathroom or take a nap, again, this area will be closed off. But if you remember, we had a secondary entrance right here. And that's the other bonus about having this. Because there's no slides in this bunk room, you can come right in, use the toilet if you have to, head right back out, get in your vehicle, and go. Also, if you need to sleep, you don't have to worry about getting up in the bedroom. You can just come right in this door right here, and as I mentioned, you have 2 queen beds right here. So if you need to pull over and take a nap, this is a good unit to do it. Now that we've seen the insides, take a look at some of the outside features on the 2021 Sprinter 35BH. Right up front, you will notice a couple things. One is that it kind of has like a big faux windshield, which I kind of like. I like the look of it, but you don't have to worry about any leaks, anything like that. Plus, you have an LED light right up top. You'll also notice this, this mirror. This is nice when backing up your truck, just so it'll help you a little bit align the kingpin with the hitch in the back of your truck. You also see the pivoting head on here, which helps control a little bit of that bucking and chucking when starting and stopping your tow vehicle. So it's just a little bit smoother, right? It's not quite as jerky. Take a look underneath and you will see the big front compartment here. One of the things I really like about Sprinter, and honestly Keystone in general, is they do a really good job of wire management. You'll see they zip tie everything. Everything's kind of off to the side so that you're not going to snag anything if you do load this up, which I like. Battery compartment is obviously already built in there. You can see it is vented as it should be. Right down underneath is a light, plus you have the solar prep. So if you want solar, just buy the portable panels, plug it in right there. It's already pre-wired and it'll trickle charge your battery for you. Then you'll see the spare tire right down there. You know, still not the easiest to get to. I mean, at least it's not like way underneath the RV, but it's gonna be a little bit tough to get the tools under there. Probably not the most convenient spot, but again, it does free up that room in that front compartment so that you have all that. This is the garage storage. I'll actually show you this on the other side. They use a key-alike system on this RV, and I don't have the keys currently to unlock it. The other side is unlocked though, but that's a good thing. For you, if you're buying it with the key-alike system, the key is unique to the RV, right? Pretty much everything else out there before this came along is what they call a 751 key, and one for this RV is the exact same for a different RV. So if you own an RV and it uses a 751 key, you can get into anyone else's compartment, which obviously is a safety concern. With the key alike, you don't have to worry about that. Huge benefit here. If you want an outside TV, it uses the Key TV system, so you just plug it in the back, the multi-source controller, whether it's your cable or satellite, it'll feed to all the TVs. So your outside TV here, TVs inside, whether it's in the bedroom, the bunk room, the main living area, all that is one source feed, which is awesome. You also see it has a mount, so that way you can just take the TV off with the bracket on there, or the TV mount rather, drop it right here in this bracket. So you just use the same TV. You don't have to have a separate one for outside. And of course, electrical outlet underneath that. If you take a look up top, you'll see some outside speakers, as well as not one, but 2 awnings. So they split them. You have the slide right here, which I currently have in, just so we can walk by a little easier, because we're a little tight currently. But you will see both of your 12-volt power awnings with LED light strips on there, really helping create good camp space. TV obviously up front, and the outside kitchen in the back, which we'll look at in just a moment. Those speakers, by the way, are connected to that multimedia center inside, that Furion unit I showed you, that sound bar. I showed you it had 2 zones. The second zone, of course, will be right out here. This one is equipped with a spray port right up front. I kind of would have liked it a little bit further back, a little bit closer to the outside kitchen, but that's okay. Having Water access right here is convenient for washing off your feet. So if you're coming back from the beach, you need to wash off your feet real quick, you can do that before you head in. So I do like it for that purpose. You also see a black tank flush right there, which is great. So you don't have to worry about putting a hose down your toilet to wash it out. You just hook it up right there. A black tank will have sprayers built in. It'll wash everything out for you. And then right here in the back, so I mentioned this in the very beginning, I really like this. I don't know why more manufacturers haven't done this. When you have a smaller space, right, it doesn't allow you to put in the bigger fridge. So what they do, they put in two. I think this is super smart just because it does give you more outside cold storage. And that's my favorite part about having an outside kitchen is the outside refrigerators. So with this, you know, even if you wanted to put like labels on here, right, like 1 kids, 1 adults, or if you just want, you know, more for adults, whatever it may be, right, you have plenty of storage there. Then underneath, you will see a propane quick connect. So if you do want to do some cooking, you know, the thing I like about that is they don't pigeonhole you to one thing. I personally very rarely use an outside cooktop. Much more likely I'm going to use an outside grill or like a flat top grill like a Blackstone. So with that, you can bring your favorite grill, hook it up there, good to go. Square tubular bumper with end caps gives you a convenient spot in which you can store your sewer hose. You can see the fully enclosed and insulated as well as heated underbelly there. Then right back here underneath that bottom bunk inside, take a look at all that storage, folks. That is huge extra storage right there. If you want backup camera, this one is prepped for it. This is a pretty big RV, folks. I mentioned coming in at almost 40 feet might not be a bad idea to get a backup camera, and the prep makes it easier to install. Right over here is the multi-source controller. It's just a really fancy name for where you plug in your cable and satellite, and this one is satellite ready. You also see your 50 amp detachable power cord plugs right in there. The thing I like about a detachable power cord is if something ever happens, like your prongs get bent on the ends, you don't have to, it's not a big costly thing to replace it, right? You just buy a new cord, hook it up, and you're good to go. If it's built into the RV, well, it can be a little bit costlier to have to replace that cord. As for terminations, let's drop down. You'll see this one has 2 different terminations, as you'd probably expect because it is a bath and a half. So you have both the black and gray tank right back here. And if you take a look way up front in front of the axles, you can see 2 more right up there. So you'll have another black and gray tank right up there. Although the underbelly is insulated and it is heated, you'll notice your knife valves, your blade valves here are not. So, you know, you'll see they kind of are attached right out here. So what that means is while, yes, you can do some colder weather camping, you do have to be cautious that those could freeze up because they are not insulated. What you will notice, however, is these valves right here are insulated. So those are going to be your main valves, so you don't have to worry about it freezing up directly from the RV. But again, it could be an issue in the pipes if you plan on doing winter camping. So just bear that in mind. As for hookups, you'll see that right up top here. You know, pretty simple and easy. This will be your water inlet for both city water as well as fresh tank fill. So you'll see this switch right here. If you ever get confused as to which way is which, they have a nice little graph there for you to follow. You have another black tank flush up here because you do have 2 black tanks. So you want to be able to wash both of those out. Plus, you have outside water access, and you'll know that notice that one of those is hot. So if you need hot water access outside, that'll be the place to get it. Now, this one was unlocked, so you can take a look in there at the garage storage. My only kind of downfall on this is that you do have the one pipe coming right through the center. I do kind of wish they're able to pipe that over to one side or the other, purely for storage reasons, right? If you have something that's wide, now I can't put it in there because it does run right down the center. You know, it's probably not going to be a huge deal for most people, but it is just something that you have to consider and think about. Last 2 things I want to hit on before we wrap up here, folks. One are your propane tanks, 2 30-pound tanks right over here, switch over there in the center. And you will see this one has auto level. Well, you probably can't see, but that's what that is. You have your jacks right down underneath. Just touch a button and the coach will level itself out. Oh, there we go. After a little while. So you'll see right there, auto level button. Of course, you can operate it manually as well if you are on a really uneven surface because auto level jacks just try to make the RV level, and it will pick up one end of the fifth wheel if it wants to. So you just use it manually to adjust it a little bit. But I'm telling you, folks, that is so much easier than blocking up underneath the RV. And that wraps up the 2021 Keystone Sprinter 35BH. If you love this bunk model as much as I do, folks, and you're looking for price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker. Let's go camping.